On YouTube. First of all, Happy New Year. For all of you who are new to my channel, let me give you a quick recap. My name is Gil. I was a gangbanger from the late 80s to the whole 90s. I still live in my hood, but not for the most part. I'm just a regular American, and that's why I call myself the American Cholo. With all that being said, let's get started. So today I want to hit the topic of murder, man. I'm talking about murder in the hood. What happens during, after, and the whole way through. So let's take for instance, we got two gangbangers. Both these guys are, let's say, in their early 20s or 20 years old, and they're both active gangbangers. It's not like one's an innocent guy. These are both active gangbangers in the hood, where one kills another, and if that wasn't the case, the other will kill the other. So we got one who's the killer, and one who's the victim. So when somebody gets killed in the hood, there's a few things that go on. You know, first you'll go to the neighborhood, you'll start seeing a bunch of faces you haven't seen in a while. You'll start getting phone calls from people you haven't heard in a while, because everybody's trying to figure out if it's true or not. Well, as gang members go, we think we feel the pain, we think we know the struggle, and we don't know jack shit. We're just starting to figure it out. So, you know, after somebody dies, you'll do the services, you know, the funeral, the burial, and it's like for lack of a better word, it's like a parade, man. You know, everybody comes out, you see people you haven't seen in many years, you go have some drinks, you laugh, you tell stories, and after the parade is done, the only people left there cleaning all this shit up is the family, is the mother, is the father, the son, the daughter, the wife, the baby mama, whatever you want to call her. That's who's left holding that bag. You know, after the funeral and everything's done, you know, everybody says, oh man, that's the homie, this and that. Dude, a week later, life's going on. Not even a week later, 24 hours. And anybody who's experienced death real close, and I'm talking about a sibling or a mother, a father, you know, somebody who's real close to you, not just a homie, somebody's real close to you, you'll know that life kind of starts going in slow motion while everybody else is just moving along. And that's what happens with death. Everybody is just moving along, the herd keeps moving, and you're stuck there in slow motion trying to pick up the parts and the killer who just smoked this other guy, most likely he's gonna get popped. He's gonna take maybe one or two homies down with him. Usually guys do it in pair of two or more, and typically they'll arrest everybody, and everybody's gonna get broken off a lot of time. Well, what people don't see on that side of the aisle either, you know, as far as the hood goes, you see the guys, orale, the homie put in work, he's down for the hood, yada 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 yada. Simone, you hear all the pumped up shit in the streets, but you don't see that shit in the cell where you're stuck in there, and 10, 15 years on the line, you're still in there, man. And guess what? The streets don't give a fuck about you. They might talk about you here and there, but it's not really what you think is gonna happen. Nobody's gonna put a statue in your memory. Nobody's gonna sit there and fucking pay your bills, and nobody's gonna sit there and really help you take care of yours. The ones left holding the bag and cleaning up the shit, once again, it's the mom, it's the dad, it's the son, it's the daughter, it's the wife, it's the baby mama. Those are the people holding this shit. So on both sides, you got the victim and you got the killer. On both sides, these two guys, you just lost, man. You just absolutely lost. You just don't know it. This guy's dead. You're not a martyr. You just died for a neighborhood that in a year or two, they're just going to say your name. That was the homies, rest in peace. And that's it. 10 years later, they might talk about you here and there. I've got a lot of homies that have been killed. I got a lot of homies that are died. I got a lot of homies that are in prison in life. And out here, you're just a little memory, man. The new guys really don't know you guys. After 10 years, there's almost a cycle in the gangs. You see guys 10 years, after that you get another group of guys 10 years, and so on and so forth. So you can imagine after me being out here 30 years this year, there's a big cycle, and really, nobody really remembers you guys. Nobody really gives a fuck. But you ask those family members who lost people from being killed, and you ask those family members for people who have killed people or in prison doing life, man, they lost their fucking member, man. They lost a big part of their family. One is rest in peace, the other one's rest in prison. Because once you go to prison, it's like being dead, man. You are no longer part of the society. And the sad part is the true victims out of this is the mothers and the fathers. No mother and no father should ever have to bury their kids And no mother or father should ever have to send their kids out to prison for the rest of their life. That's losing a part of you. That's losing a heart of you. And then beyond that, what makes this worse is the kids left behind, man. You guys leave these kids back here behind, and you're dead because of a hood, or you're in prison for the rest of your life because of a hood. What do you think the chances of your kids coming out and doing better, or staying out of that life, staying out of that lane is? The chances aren't that great, man. The chances are that those kids you left behind are gonna sit there and pick up where you left off, because now you have a father figure that's missing. It's either dead or just in prison. And when you're in prison, like I said, you're gone, dude. You're not of this society. Yeah, you may make a phone call, you may touch out here and there, but in reality, as far as a parent goes, it's hard enough to be a parent out here when you have your kids in front of you. There's no way you're gonna parent from prison, man. I want to say like 12 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, one of my homeboys got killed that was actually a couple years older than me. I remember we're at his funeral, and one of my homeboys tells me, "Damn, homie, that was the homie. Fuck, man, I'm gonna miss this vato." Just, going all deep. Damn, the homies are gonna miss this guy. I look at him. I said, "Hey, fool, these fools don't give a fuck. These fools are gonna be partying next week, man. All this is gonna be is another fucking reason to throw beer and get fucked up, homie. Don't sit there and believe these motherfuckers really care, short dog." And he looked at me. He's like, "Nah, dog. Nah, homie, that's the homie." I said, "All right, Simon." I saw him about a week later or something. Hey, say, short dog, so how the homies, man? They were there crying? It's like, "Nah, perrito, it's pretty much what you said, man. These fools are just, life goes on." I say, "Yeah, fool, I'm telling you, don't sit there and believe the hype that you're gonna be a martyr, or they're gonna care for you, like Tupac said, brother, how long will they mourn me? And some guys are mourn fucking 1 hour, 2 hours, and after that, they're pushing and doing whatever the fuck they want to do. It doesn't really affect their life as much as you would think. When you lose somebody that's close to you, oh my God, man, it definitely makes a hole in your heart and keeps a void part of you. I know this from experience. I lost my brother, I want to say it'll be 8 years in this June. And once my brother passed away, I even went through my own issues. I went through my own depression. I went through a phase that I didn't give a fuck. But that's when I really saw how much that shit hurts, man. How much of a hollow fucking place I have in my heart because of that. And till the day I die, I always will. But now I know how people feel. Now I know how those mothers feel when they lose kids. Before that, it was just something like everybody else. I would just sit there and say, "Oh, that was the homie, this and that," and keep it pushing. But now when I know somebody has lost somebody, I try to talk to them because I know what it is to be in that club, and that club is fucked up. Well, it almost could be said the same thing when it comes to losing people in prison. I can only imagine what a mother must go through to know that her son or daughter is in prison, and especially if they're in prison for life and not coming out, man. Who wants to see? I mean, anybody who's watching right now, imagine your kid who is 5, 6 years old right now, or even a teenage kid, and then you have to imagine them being in prison for the rest of their life for killing somebody who's from another gang. And the crazy part is that in 10 years, whoever's in prison, most likely they're going to be hanging around with somebody who they didn't get along with on the street. Possibly he's going to be hanging around with the guy from the same hood that he or you killed or whoever killed. It's fucking nuts, man. And 10 years also, once you're dead after 10 years, dude, if they forgot about you in a week, what do you think 10 years? It's all bullshit. It's all lies. And the ones who really end up paying the price, like I said, is the families, man. The homies don't give a fuck. The homies are out there just to be homies, just to party. Yeah, they got your back. Yeah, you'll get your bang on. But as reality, as friends, they're not your friends. They're your homies, man. And I get that, They get that. I'll tell them straight up. As far as your family goes, that's who's paying the bills on all this shit. When I say pay the bills, that's who left holding the bag after you're dead or after you kill somebody. There's consequences for this shit. And sometimes you guys just don't think there's another world out there. The crazy part is you're going to wake up one day in a prison cell trying to figure out, what the fuck did I do with my life, man? What did I throw it away for? You're going to even wake up and say, fuck, why did I even kill that guy? Right now you're in that little box and you just don't see the reality of it. But you're not gonna be a martyr. Once you get smoked for your hood, you'll probably get a couple homies do a little rest in peace. They'll put your placazo on the wall real quick, and a year later, or a month later, Nobody's gonna give a fuck about you. Nobody's gonna give a fuck about you. Nobody's gonna help buy diapers for your kids. Nobody's gonna help your mom pay rent. Nobody's gonna help your fucking wife pay rent. Nobody's gonna help with any fucking bills. Yeah, they'll do a couple car washes, send you some money, but after that, that's it. You're on your own. And you, as a man, get yourself in that position where you're gonna be gone from your kid. And that's the same thing for the guy doing the killing. Nobody's gonna pay your shit. Nobody's gonna take care of your family, brother. And you know, you got two guys. You got the killer and the victim. But in reality, the victim is not just the guy getting killed. It's not just the killer. The victim are their families, man. Their families in their community. Because what happens? The cycle keeps going. And then for the cats that end up going to want to get their room back, there you go. That's how the shit just keeps going, man. And you get a cycle. Now you got this fucking router who just got somebody killed, trying to go to this hood. They're going to kill somebody. These fools are going to get busted. And so on and so forth, dude. And it's just us repeating that bullshit cycle, man. If gangbanging wasn't so serious and so destructive, I would say it's just the silliest shit I've ever seen. But it's not just silly. It's just, it's scary, dude. It's something that's destroying us. It's something that's killing our families. It's something that's breaking our families apart. And we just continue to fucking do it. So I opened up this forum because I was just tired of just seeing the same old gang rhetoric, of glamorizing the lifestyle. You know, I haven't really seen any OG guys take a stance against it like I have. And hopefully there'll be more guys coming out and not just talking positive, but really showing about it, man. I don't just talk a good one, brother. I practice what I preach, man. I sit here and try to fucking live a good life. I'm not a perfect man by any fucking means or measures, but at least I try to practice what I preach. You know, I just hope that maybe, just maybe, I can reach 1, 2, 3 guys that are watching this and look at it and say, man, dude, what the fuck am I doing, dude? This guy's fucking right. And like I said, I'm not talking out of my ass, brother. I'm still here watching the whole shit unfold, man. Hope you guys like the content. Moral of the story is stop killing each other, guys. You're gonna end up in the joint with that guy's fucking homeboy. Anyways, you guys like it? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. It really helps me out. And don't be afraid to leave a comment, man. Thank you guys very much. You guys have a great day and a happy new year again. Later.